Still at the start.
John. How you feeling ahead of the weekend?
Ahead of this weekend? Yeah, not too sure. Yeah, we just finished our reviews from a couple of days ago, so we're not sure where we're playing yet, but we know we got Carlton, obviously. So we just finished our reviews this week. We'll have tomorrow off, and we'll get on to Carlton in the coming days.
Has it been hard to keep on top of that with all the changes going on?
No, not very difficult. I think we've got to stay flexible as a footy club and as players. So we're ready for whatever comes our way wherever we play, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
What did the reviews show, Dom, from a midfield point of view specifically?
There are a lot of good things and there are a lot of bad things as well. I think we review pretty consistently. Simo does, contest, Oppo Bowl and Eagles Bowl. So I guess the overriding thing was they were tougher for longer, and that's essentially why they won the game. They deserved it and they stood up late.
Tougher for longer. Was it hard? You obviously carried Elliot Yeo in on managed minutes. Tim Kelly went down early. Did that put the stress on the midfield?
Look, we have no excuses. I mean, it obviously doesn't help when Tim Kelly goes down, and we also lost Oscar Allen. So, yeah, we were a few soldiers down, and Yowie was on managed minutes, but that's no excuse. We feel like we were a fit enough side to run it out, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case. They were just tougher for longer.
So you're fit enough. Your fourth quarters throughout the whole year have been an issue. They've only won 3 of 11. Why do you feel you are fit enough when those figures indicate that you might not be?
I'm not sure, mate. It's a funny one. It might come down to concentration. The gut part of it is how bad do you want it. Our stats don't look good in the last quarter. We're working on that, and we're trying to play a consistent brand of footy for 4 quarters, and we haven't been able to do that this year consistently enough. So we'll keep working towards that.
Simo's mentioned the hunger as well, or the will to win at times in his press conferences. It's a strange situation for players to not have that. Do you feel like everyone's still got it, or are you sensing that might not be there as well?
It's a tough one to sort of get a gauge on, the will to win. How much do you want it? It's hard to get a gauge on, and contested ball is a very easy one stat line to look at. But I think our boys are hungry and we want to win. Maybe other teams just wanted it a little bit more than us, but, we're going out there, we're trying our best, and we want to win every game we play, and we let our fans down on the weekend and we let ourselves down. So we'll move on pretty quickly. Footy's a hard game, as we all know. It's hard to get wins, can't win every week, but, we got next week to improve, get better and keep moving forward.
2 tough losses in a row that puts you on the fringe of the 8. Are you conscious of that, of just staying in touch with the top 4 especially?
Yeah, we'd like to stay in touch for sure. We've had a tough few rounds leading into the weekend, and we want to stay in the 8 and we want to qualify for finals, hopefully sooner rather than later. And just being in touch with the 8, where we are now probably reflects how we've been playing, and we don't deserve to be any higher on the ladder. So, yeah, we've got to keep winning games of footy, mate.
Your struggles on the road are well documented this year. So how much does it hurt to drop one like that at home when you got a chance to win it?
It does. Our crowd at home gives us so much energy, and we love playing in front of them, and we know that we can win games of footy in front of our home crowd. And we've copped a lot of criticism for our on-road performances, and but the ones that, apart from Geelong, I think at 3/4 time we've been in every single game on away trips. So I don't think it's a case of us playing poorly away. It's a case of putting together a 4/4 effort.
With Tim out, Dom, there's an opportunity, I suppose, to play some youth. Do you see young guys on the track that would be ready to step into the midfield?
I'm not really sure what Simo's going to do this week. We got TK's obviously out. See how Aussie pulls up. So there might be a few changes, but there's young blokes coming through. Luke Edwards, I think, looks good. Mark Hutchings is fit now as well. So we've got options there, but Simo might juggle a few things around. I'll leave that up to him.
In your experience, if you do sort of bring in potentially a debutant or just some youth, what can that do for a midfield group? The run, the enthusiasm, those sorts of things.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a young fella come into the team. He'll give us give us old boys a bit more energy. But you know, it's always good to when you have a debutant playing. You know, you get a bit more up and about. But I'm really not sure what's going to happen this week in terms of personnel. So we'll take whoever comes in, and you know, a couple soldiers out, and we'll get a few more in, and we have no doubt they'll come in and play a role for us.
Hunting has had a horror run. If he does come back in, what would it do for the group to see him finally over his issues?
Yeah, he's one of the greats amongst us playing group. You know, we love Hutch, and you know, he's had his fair share of injuries since 2018, and you know, it'd be great to see him be able to wear the jumper again. Whether he's still on managed minutes or he gets a run at it, we're not sure, but. Yeah, hopefully he can start finding some form, and now he's back playing, stay injury free, most importantly.
Has he sort of led the way from a morale perspective and just getting on with the job when he's had such a rough trot?
Yeah, he never complains, Hutch, so that's something that's great about him. He understands injuries are part of footy, and you know, his last couple of weeks has really led the way down at waffle level and has brought some great leadership. So once again, hopefully he can stay injury free, and you know, he's a no fuss footballer, so if he does come into the team, that'd be great.
You played much of the SCG yourself, Dom?
Yeah, it hasn't been very good memories, mate, but yeah. Yeah, I know. How long's it been? A decade or something? Yeah. Oh, there you go. Even longer than I thought. But yeah, played there a couple times. You know, it's a bit of a different ground, so we're just not versing Sydney this time. If that is the case, I'm not sure it's been confirmed yet. We haven't been told anything about it being played at the SCG, so we're still waiting to hear.
Does it, if it is played there, does it change how you structure up in just for Carlton? Obviously, they'd be different if it was in Melbourne. But the change of the ground, does that change how you structure up?
No, we don't change the way we play depending on the ground. You know, all grounds are pretty similar size, mate. So we just want to play our way, and it starts with the contest, obviously.
With the injuries, are you feeling a bit of extra responsibility yourself in the middle?
I mean, we've had injuries all year, so yeah, I guess I've had opportunities to step up in the midfield, and some games I feel like I've done that, and other games I feel like I haven't. But you know, my mindset doesn't change. I just want to go out there and nail my role for the team.
You've said injuries are no excuse, but you notice it when you're out there. Like, you know, it surely plays a significant factor.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I don't want to come in here and make injuries be our excuse for losing, because you know, as much as we do lack personnel at the moment, you know, we've got we play a system type of football, and it doesn't matter who's playing that role. We expect them to do that to the best of their ability and get the job done. So, yeah, it'd be nice to get some of our top end players back, but that's not an excuse for us, mate.
When you look at the dominance Nick's having with his tapping, do you need to make more of that when you look at what the clearance numbers are compared to what he's giving you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, with his dominance, centre bouncing around the ground, we can certainly do better to help him out. Around the ground stoppages, a lot of the time we're dealing with opposition bringing up an extra player, so we're still trying to work our way through that. How do we still win stoppages when we're down one in there? You know, do you send another player? Do you send one of our players in? Do you let them have the spare? We're still working through all of that, but you know, he's in some good form, Nick, at the moment, and we're probably not making the most of his dominance.
Do you notice that teams are now trying different strategies to try to counteract him?
Yeah, and that's, I guess, a positive thing for us, you know, them being reactive to Nick. But, you know, once again, there's added responsibility for us midfielders to get the job done, because he's such a great tap ruckman that, you know, sometimes the mids are letting him down.
How's Oscar Allen going?
Yeah, I saw him today. He's okay. Yeah, he's walking around. I think he went and saw the doc, and that I only ran into him in the whole way, but he seems better today.
You talk about Nick. What about when Bailey moves into the ruck? How are you guys going with adjusting to his presence in there?
We can probably still do better. You know, he's a developing ruck, and he's going to be a good player one day, but at the moment we're probably not working around him as well as we could. He's still developing, and we're still getting used to him tapping us the ball. So he's still improving with every game, and yeah, we look forward to seeing more of him.
How much are you focusing internally on stopping those momentum runs? We talked about the 4-quarter effort, but it's been a few games now where the opposition's got that momentum and you guys have struggled to stop it. How much are you working on that?
Yeah, I think when we have momentum, we do a very good job of scoring goals when we have the momentum. But then you know, on the flip side, when they've got momentum, we really struggle to stop that. So, you know, we focus on it, and we've got certain calls and things that we do, levers to pull that Simo does in the box to try to stop momentum. And, you know, at the end of the day, momentum, it comes down to winning the contest and getting the ball played in your half. So that's the best way to stop momentum. You know, it doesn't matter about structures and all of these sorts of things. It's how can you win the ball and get it going forward.
From a planning perspective, you play 3 days away from getting on a plane, and you said you don't really know if you're going to Sydney. Yeah, does that impact on you at all, or the fact you know you're getting on a plane and going somewhere? Is that all you need to know when you're planning your week as a player?
Yeah, I think so. We're preparing to travel this week, so like I was saying, it doesn't matter where it is. We're prepared to travel, and we only just finished reviewing our game from Essendon, so in the next few days we'll work out where we're playing, and we'll have main training and go from there. But as far as where we're playing, it doesn't affect the players at all at the moment.
Cripps and Walsh as a midfield pair, how do you rate them, John?
Yeah, guns of the competition. We both know what they can do, and there's no shying away from that. So we haven't started looking into them just yet, but I think they played pretty well on the weekend, and Cripps and Walsh were the two that stood up in their midfield. But we can't ignore all of their guns around the ground. You know, they've got some good players in their team, and we'll make sure we do our research, mate.